Now, I told you that the bidding war that Atletico Madrid wants will happen after the Champions League final. And indeed, early this morning, I brought you a story from a credible source from Argentina, a journalist for the Argentina national team, telling us that Arsenal have submitted their opening bid to Atletico Madrid, and that bid is worth 100 million euros, and they are willing to offer one player. Remember, Barcelona had gone ahead, obviously, make a bid of only 100 million euros. Are we together? Now, PSG is now coming in through, and they are preparing an undeniable bid for a side known as Atletico Madrid, and they are also having a bait onto that bid, for Atletico Madrid. Now, the personal terms that they're offering to this guy, Julian Alvarez, I don't think that Barcelona or Arsenal can match them. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. Second video of the day. Hope you guys are really having pure fun wherever you're watching us from. Rokani David is my name, and we're here to obviously break down stories. A little bit of Szoboszlai, you understand, and him being annoyed with the manager that really left. I'm going to let you know why. He felt undervalued and underused or underutilized at the club of Liverpool. Then Napoli has obviously gotten the replacement of Antonio Conte. Finally, those are the three stories that you're going to be breaking down in this particular encounter as we delve deep into them, as usual, as we break it down like no other here onto what we call the Rokani Media Football. Congratulations, we've gone ahead to hit 29,000 subscribers, and now let's hit 30,000, guys. How do we hit that? By subscribing to this channel. And how do we subscribe? Lower left bottom corner it is. Smash the black button that has the word subscribe. After subscribing, hit the notification bell. That will enable you to get notified every time I upload a video onto this beautiful channel of ours. And here we go in there for you. And it's great that it's the 1st of June, and we are left with 2 weeks for the summer transfer window to obviously open up. We are left with just 10 days for the World Cup to obviously start. So, players after the Champions League final that played are heading to their respective national teams, and PSG went ahead to celebrate their Champions League triumph yesterday. Even Arsenal went ahead to celebrate their Premier League triumph yesterday. And if you've been watching us for some time, obviously yesterday there was a live video where Arsenal went ahead to do their trophy parade that everyone went ahead to obviously love. Now, the third club that is interested in Julian Alvarez is preparing its bid, and we are getting in it from a credible source from a side known as Spain in there for you. It's known as the El Chiringuito TV, obviously credible source, and they do have a following of 3.4 million, right? And they've told us that PSG are offering Atletico Madrid 120 million euros plus 2 players for Julian Alvarez. They're offering the player the same salary as Ousmane Dembele, that is 22 million euros per year. Have you heard the baits that are coming on for Julian Alvarez to obviously go ahead and join PSG, right? Let's start it up with the 120 million euros. That means amongst all teams, amongst all teams, that means amongst all teams that have gone ahead, obviously put in their proposals to see to it that they obviously get Julian Alvarez, it's PSG that has gone ahead to really do exactly what Atletico really wants. Now, if you are giving Atletico Madrid 120 million euros plus 2 players, that means you've valued this player close to 200 million euros. For example, some of the players they can offer to Atletico Madrid are Bacola, whose value is at around 40-50 million euros. There is Goncalo Ramos, whose value is around 50 million euros. And if they give them those two, that is 100 million euros plus 120 million euros, that is 220 million euros. You know, there is Lee Kang-in, who is valued at like 30-40, you know. So they have players that they can sell to Atletico Madrid. Fabian Ruiz is another one that might be working to see to it that they obviously show him the exit door. You understand? So, as it stands, this is the best offer that Atletico Madrid is going to have to get. And one thing that people really forget is that Julian Alvarez still has a 4-year contract with Atleti. So, if he was left with just 2 years on his contract, it would have gone ahead to obviously be scary to Atletico Madrid sell him for that amount of money. But the lad still has 4 years, meaning that he signed a 6-year contract with Atletico Madrid when he was coming in through from a side known as Manchester City. There are rumors that there is a clause that puts out this guy on sale, a clause that none of us knows about. That is it. A clause that we are all green about. So I cannot come out and speculate about something that we haven't obviously gone ahead to confirm that it really exists. You understand? So for that particular matter and idea, I think Atletico Madrid will be like, Mr. Julian Alvarez, you want to leave, you've informed us that you want to go, right? And we've not stood in your way. Our problem is simple. There is a certain amount of money that we want that they are supposed to give us. And if at all they don't give us that amount of money, I tell you, we are not obviously gonna let you go. You understand? So that's exactly what they'll obviously tell this guy. And they are really a serious team that has gone ahead to obviously put out a very huge fight, and few have come up and obviously won the fight. So Atleti still has a lot of time for this deal, but the offer of PSG has outbeat the offer of Arsenal, because Arsenal is 100 million euros plus 1 player, Barcelona 100 million plus no player. You understand? And the side of PSG, 120 million euros. That's the exact amount of money they want, plus 2 players. And those 2 players haven't been listed, but we all know it that Goncalo Ramos wants out, Lee Kang-in wants out, and all those are forwards. And when they get in a Julian Alvarez, they'll obviously find themselves in a position of really getting what they want as a side of PSG. So for me, I think PSG are now having the upper hand in this deal because Julian Alvarez has no decision to make. And however much he wants to go to Barcelona, because PSG is like, all right, we've heard that you want to go to Barcelona, but Szoboszlai saw it as being unfair to be played in the midfield. Sorry, to be played out of the midfield. Yet, there are players like Gomez who can play as the right back, there is Bradley, who is a decent right back, and they never went ahead to obviously play him. So he never saw it as something very, very, very important in there for you. So he was like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing? Not happy at any particular moment, and it shows you that the manager had to really get a sack, because all what he was doing was not making these players happy. They were just feeling very, very underutilized. And Curtis Jones, he was like, I'm not getting in enough minutes. Allister for criticism. Now, those are players that last season went ahead to do a lot for him to lift the trophy. But all in all, he left. And when he left, obviously, these players are really looking to work with Ariola. That is it. So, more reasons will obviously be dropping by, right? For who is who and what he did under the regime of Onslaught. But I think also I really support Szoboszlai being a decent number 10. Why would you play him as a number 2 or a right back? Very disrespectful for him, because if there was no right back, I understand. But sometimes even played Frimpong ahead of him, and played Szoboszlai as a right back and played Frimpong as a right wing, and which manager does that? So getting pissed to that level, I really support them, because it was really necessary, and he really got that wrong. Let's all admit in there for you. So from there, we head to Napoli. Obviously, parting ways with Antonio Conte, leaving, meaning that there are lots of things that are really going at Napoli, and it was not okay with them. By the way, Spalletti also went through the same. So I don't know what exactly is happening at Napoli, I don't really understand. Someone should obviously come and really break the story. One fly on the wall from Napoli, please. What's really happening with Napoli and obviously the managers, the president, De Laurentiis, and the director, man, what are you doing? Because right now you've gone ahead to appoint a new manager in the names of Allegri. And we've been told by Fabrizio Romano that Napoli have held new direct talks with Massimiliano Allegri this morning. President De Laurentiis and Director Mana, both involved. Allegri has confirmed his availability to accept a 2-year contract if Napoli pick up. So, after Fabrizio told us that, Massimiliano Allegri as new Napoli head coach. Here we go. Former AC Milan manager accepts all the conditions offered by Napoli, and he'll sign in shortly. Remember, they're just gonna have to sack him, and we're here to wait and see how he really proceeds into this particular encounter. So as it stands, you have to obviously just look on and really see how things will obviously pan out. But indeed, there is something that is not going well at Napoli. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Rokani David is my name. Tell me that's about PSG preparing a Julian Alvarez undeniable bid, to Atletico Madrid and the player. And who do you think is going to win this bidding war? Right? Because it has started, and indeed, whoever comes in with the best offer will take the player. Though the player ideal destination is Barcelona, but Barcelona is on its knees when it comes to meeting the financial call from Atletico Madrid. Massimiliano Allegri to Napoli to manage the likes of Kevin De Bruyne and the Rasmus Højlunds. What do you make about that? And lastly, Szoboszlai, Allister, Curtis Jones on how they fell out with the ex-manager of Liverpool, who goes by the names of Onslaught, who has parted ways with the Reds, who come from the Merseyside from England. Good morning. Second video of the day. It has gone ahead to come in through thick and fast, and hope you guys are loving it. I'm out. Bye-bye. And see you later, my mates, because I love you, die.